Here's the thing. Icebox actually has one of the filthiest areas that you can play with a Sage Wall. So here is another thing. Sage Wall, it's very easily broken. But if you can time, if you can angle, and if you know where to put these Sage Walls up, they can give you some really nasty off angles. Like I believe as Strix did say earlier on today. But the thing about that is it requires a little bit of time and precision to make that work. That's why only a select few Sage players can really pop it off. And now I'm looking forward to seeing if Tim can make that happen, or maybe if he just has something else in mind, because he doesn't need to go that far. He just has to make it so that the wall maybe just blocks a path or two, and that's enough for Atlas here. But
yeah,
again,
and there's so much space you can do that in you know, let's say in split.
Yeah.
You try to put it in mid, it goes down almost immediately. Here in Icebox, you have a lot of room, a lot of wiggle room to find exactly where you want to put down that wall. And you actually have a lot of time to set that down. So I'd say I agree with Trix, actually. This Sage, it's quite viable. Despite there being a lot of corridors, you can at least narrow the gap and bridge the gap and maybe find a better opportunity to funnel your opponents into a certain area and maybe even get off. And there's so many off angles that you can, you know, be in.
I believe the round has started already. And they're just going to be charging onto the A site real quick here as Dre pops in, of course, with the satchel, but Johan still gets him. That's going to be the 1-for-1, and Bry coming in from the backside. No, actually, that is Nazmi, and Atlas go in for a quick pull of the trigger onto the A site. Wall will be able to use to block a portion of it, but they're still going to be able to pop right in. And look at that, Tim. He goes in for the meat grinder. Carl is going to be left alone onto the side, and where the heck is Josh S? Going to be on top of it. That's where he is. Does not have any utility, but does have the ghost. Can make that happen. But look at that. The left and right is the cha-cha that's going to be denying Josh as any form of clutch here, but he still gets Bry even through that one. Sees the one on top of heaven. Not going to work out, and that is going to be Atlas with the first round.
That's a great pickup to find. This is their map pick. They definitely need to take this one. It is going to be a 2-0 if they do, and they don't want to slip up any at all. And they can't against Arkangel, because Arkangel have punished them for basically all their mistakes all throughout the series. But it's just been Atlas to find that extra little bit of, you know, glory, extra bit of finesse to take out Arkangel in that first game. That last round, yet again, and we go back to it, was absolutely beautiful for the side of Atlas. They had no business winning that round, especially on a bye like that.
It's the hesitation from Arkangel. Not sure why they did, but it happened. Now, looking into this one, of course, when you got the Reyna, you got to go for the aggressive rifle buy. He's not going to be getting either a Vandal or that Phantom, but he does have the Bulldog in tow. That's going to be pretty damn powerful here. But everybody from Arkangel is going to be rocking the Frenzies. And if you get the Crossfire, Frenzies can really, really hurt and really, really sting. Got to be careful around that one. 13 seconds before we get the round started. And they are looking to just mass produce crossfires on both B long and A main. This is just a standard setup from Arkangel here, but maybe we'll see different when they go in for that gun round of theirs.
Yeah, we'll see, but it's still the eco round, so nothing doing so much here. And the thing, though, I like about Icebox, one of the very few things I like about Icebox, is that you can really do so much on an eco round. You can close the gap, you can stack a really awkward angle, you know, you can get in a really awkward position and somehow manage to find yourself in an advantage. And I'm kind of like the idea of Arkangel here. Look at how far they're split up. They're, you know, they're kind of just going for a little bit of gamble here towards B, just so maybe they can get a couple of picks here. And Carl is just baiting for his teammate right there in the corner just for Josh S. He sees one, but Bry's going to take him down quite easily. Carl gets one before he drops, and that's going to be pretty much the round. If I'm, that's pretty much the round for me. If he got two, that would have been a good chance, but they didn't. So it should still be a 2-0 here for Atlas.
Should be.
Should be.
Still, their opponents do have frenzies, and those smokes are going to allow them to at least push in a little bit. Johan does have the high ground, not going to allow PBD for that. Drake comes in from the back. He knows that there's someone underneath him. He's got to be careful because he's got to drop a Spectre, and you don't want to do that. And he's making the shots, and he could actually have been dropped down with 26, but still whips out the classic and the burst, and that's going to be the 2 rounds for Atlas.
Do you see how big of a problem that wall was for the side of Arkangel?
Yeah.
Like, Tim just dropped the wall in the middle of the site and split the site completely. It was absolutely beautiful. There was no way, no mobility for Arkangel to actually get around and maybe sort of duck and weave and dip and dodge. And that was their strength because of their buy, their weak buy, because they were mobile, they're accurate while moving. And that was completely shut down by by Atlas's Tim. And he's been doing this even since the first game. He just finds the right place to drop that spike, to drop that wall and make life difficult for Arkangel.
Here they go. Atlas on the quick pull on the trigger underneath Tube. They're going to be pushing in, but PBD comes in with the big flags. Clyde not able to shut him down, and that is going to be Atlas scratching their heads a little bit as to what happened, and PBD is just one sneaky mother, and that's going to be able to go into versus 4. Dre's going to be able to go charging in from yellow, left to his own devices, and he has the Phantom in hand, but with 51 HP, it's not going to happen. Carl shuts him, and that's going to be the first round for Arkangel.
And you see what I like about that round is Arkangel really knew how to stay away from Atlas, and this is one of the things that really can be in your favor for Arkangel for the defensive side on Icebox. You can use those really, really wide angles to prevent trade frags, to prevent getting overwhelmed on one side. You can use this as a defender to peek multiple angles, to peek multiple sides from one single angle or from one single area and keep the offense guessing even though you're being rushed. There's just so much room to be creative on the defensive side, and Arkangel are showing that they're not afraid to go ahead and take those long-range duels because they know they have an advantage with them.
Here's the thing, though. I kind of noticed for Atlas, at least for that one particular round, they made it exceedingly difficult for them to get any map control whatsoever because majority of their forces pushed underneath Tube, and basically that kind of just says you have to peek out so many angles. Why not just go to A main, go to B main, where it's a little bit more straightforward. They don't have to go try hard that much. Speaking of which, though, they've kind of hold off on being too fast with their pushes. Bryce spots out the 1, and it's a 4 versus 5. PBD, though, still on point.
Not getting caught off by that off angle right there by Bry. Going to prevail in the duel anyway. It's Dre to sort of try to be sneaky here, try to get in towards this A, and Arkangel this time changing things up. They're playing very passively. I think they're looking to just play retake here towards B and just have a little bit of presence towards A as well. But they're not giving up on mid right now because currently PBD, scouting out for information, actually does get taken down by Yoshi, who was waiting for that lurk, was waiting for that push now.
30 seconds
and it's
left.
got to be a rotation towards A.
It's kind of seeing like too much lurking is actually bad for your health here on Ascent. That's going to be Dre catching off Josh S. Nazmi left onto B. He's got no opponents here because everybody is on the A. That wall is just going to be kind of cushioning him just for a little bit. He's just going to be chilling, but nothing will happen. That's going to be Atlas for the round.
And there's nothing left to do here. Nazmi has to save. Fortunately, on Icebox, there's a lot of places he can go and hide. And, maybe be nice and cozy, set up a little fire, maybe toast some marshmallows. It is
too cold.
Winter after all.
That's true. I mean, winter has come and gone. And we didn't like the ending, but it's fine.
It's the holidays, though. I mean,
sorry, I was like referencing something else.
Oh, like a nuclear winter?
No, dude, what?
What?
Game of Thrones, my gosh, man.
Oh, sorry, I just totally blocked off that last season from my brain.
Okay.
I just don't
Fair,
count that.
Fair.
That just doesn't count.
Okay, I agree. The book's not finished.
Book's not done. It's not legit until GRRM writes it down. So, here in Icebox, however, 3-1 is where we find ourselves, and a really scrappy buy is what Arkangel does pick up. They do get an AWP onto PBD, and I'm not so sure about this, okay? And I know you can win rounds off an AWP, but Nasmi is the only one with a rifle. Everyone else has a freaking SMG, or I don't know, Josh S is on the classic. Like, it's just not worth it for me. You save it for the next round. Take the loss. There's a lot of rounds to play.
I think a lot of the thing right now that's not working much for Arkangel is that they're not respecting the point where Atlas actually has a lot of map control around this particular area. PBD does spot out the 1 because he does have those little tight angles that he can use on A, but they're spread out way too thin. If one dies, it's really going to be bad for their health. But I mean, it doesn't matter when Carl's going to be able to hit shots like that. Okay, never mind. He also has his run it back, but Spike is still in the hands of Atlas here. Not going to be much doable because it's a 2 versus 5, but a chance is possible.
You know, he could actually run it back just to pick up those weapons. And if he does, he'll actually get all the information on where the last 2 players are. But of course, we only know that because we're God. And Carl gets his 3rd. And with a stinger, you know, these are the things that should never happen. I really like that clever bit of play from Carl. He repositions into an even weirder position after he gets those 2 kills with the stinger, and really able to drive home the point that, yeah, I can make this viable. Illustrata, you're totally wrong about that buy. We'll get 3 kills on the Spectre and prove that you know Jack.
I mean, unless you...
Need a drop.
What's the thing about this one is... Icebox is still kind of like a uncharted territories here. We've had like, what, a month or 2 to be playing this map already, but there's still so many angles, so many setups that have yet really to be popped off or to be known. And it does kind of show that both of these teams are kind of feeling everything out. Honestly, something I'm kind of also curious about is supposedly it's an attack-sided map, and we're not really seeing Atlas try to explode onto a site. Rather, they're kind of trying to find outliers from Arkangel. It worked in 1 round, but Arkangel have already adjusted to that, and Atlas are still looking for that slow peak. It's not going to work out, especially when PBD has an operator like this.
Yeah, and now it's going to be a res coming out here. Brings it back somehow, but Johan staked out Dre. And that's 2 picks this round already for Arkangel. They've taken the res and they've taken advantage. So really good stuff on this sort of quasi-force buy for Atlas. And they are now sort of gearing towards A. I don't imagine it'll go so well. They do have the Cypher and the Omen ready for it. But, you know, Atlas have surprises with some really good executes. Let's see if they can make anything of it. This time as Tim looking to enter towards the site now. Does get that pick off. Actually, Johan goes down. No refrags just yet, and it's got to be a retake right here. Showstopper coming in from Josh into the face right now, but not going to be making the connection he needs to get that kill. There's going to be run it back, and the spike actually does go down. Bry gets caught off, and Arkangel, they still have a great chance here as Josh finds a 2nd, finds a 3rd in the smoke. Might find another here, and he closes out this round. No, it's Tim with a classic. PBD has a classic himself. And it's going to be the classics to win this round. What? Why?
Okay, that was such a messy round from both of the teams here.
Yeah.
Atlas, I mean, they didn't have to challenge. They just had to plant the spike. It could have gone for the post plant and not have added that extra pressure of, God, guys, they're coming in. They have to plant the spike. It's not working.
Yeah.
We have to get the spike down. And then Josh S just comes in out of nowhere. Maybe they respected the showstopper too much. Josh S was still on heaven there, but there are angles on a site that allows you to plant that is unseen from both the entrance on spawn as well as on top of rafters. So I'm unsure as to why that was from Atlas, but at least it goes into the favor of Arkangel. And with Johan taking the head of Yoshi, that's definitely a big thing for them. Extra boost as well, as they do get that nice little peek out.
Wow, okay, the Sheriff now working right there. The tag and frag for Atlas. They have found 2 kills already onto rifles, fully bought. And Tim, look at this. He gets all the way around. Josh S is able to pick up the pieces somehow, but A site now completely open. Josh S, what can you do right now? That's another showstopper available, but Josh S will deny him. Really good idea here. That's the blast pack, sees the plant. But oh, that headshot, beautiful, gets Clyde D. Turning things around. Bry, beautiful headshot as well. That's Sheriff, 1 tap to the face. And he goes into a 1v1 against PBD, who has looked deadly thus far. Can he continue on this trend right now? And Bry, tailwind out, and PBD finishes the job. That next level tailwind from PBD to win that 1v1. Absolutely beautiful as they go and find that operator, I think.
My God, the reaction time. He has to defuse the spike as well. If he doesn't have time here and he tried to look for that off, I will face...
Wait a minute.
Wait, PBD?
PBD?
Hello? Hello?
What?
PBD! No!
What?
Not like this! Not like this, PBD! Oh, no. He got the clutch. He had the beautiful outplay against Bry. Man, I can't say anything other than that, but that was just very much heartbreaking for Arkangel. They had that round in the bag.
This should have been a 4-3
Next
Arkangel, but PBD miscalculates the amount of time he has left to go for that operator in the distance. You know, just goes to show there's a little bit of unfamiliarity here. That there's some areas of this map which is still uncharted territory for Arkangel, and it's showing right now.
The timing.
Yeah, misjudging the timing, the distance, and how long it takes for the spike to, pop. I mean, it's a very big miscalculation that cost them a very important round here. And now they have to full buy. Fortunately, they still have enough in the tank. Carl does get that kill onto Dre. And they still do have an operator. And, all things considered, it's not that bad. But it might just be the deciding factor. The difference could be one round, just like in the first game.
That's true. Especially up against a big fighter like Atlas. It's not the easiest thing in the world. Finally getting a pick off in mid. I do like this from Atlas. It's kind of hit and miss when they try to slow peek like this, but they have some time. 40 seconds on the clock. They have to make something work out. They do know that PBD's on B main, but will try to go for the challenge. But he has the Spexal angle, and if they miss, if he hits, that is just not to their advantage. Oh, Clyde, where are you going to be TPing? It's into the back of the side, but PBD, okay. A breath, a charge, but not going to connect onto Tim, and B opens up.
That should have been the shot all day, every day. And PBD has been missing these sitters a little bit, hasn't he? But Johan, nice spray through the smoke, finds Tim, who's caught a little bit too wide in the open. 10 seconds left. This is going to force their hand. Carl with the flank. He gets the double! And that's going to be a triple kill right there for Carl. The beautiful lurk. He even manages to salvage the op this time. Arkangel make up for that mistake in the previous round. Oh. And PBD, though, he gets a good opportunity. He gets that kill, the first one, but the second one is a little bit of a sitter, and he misses that too. He definitely has to start hitting those shots if he wants to keep his team up ahead, if he wants to be consistent here.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, because he's actually one of the top fraggers for Arkangel with a 9-4-2. He has kind of slowed down a little bit, but he still gets the frags that they need to kind of soften up the blow that Arkangel or either Atlas are kind of setting up. Now Atlas again on that weaker buy. Going to be on the 4 Sheriffs, and Yoshi with the ghost, and that little peek out from Tim is not going to work out. He still gets out of harm's way, though. Johan finds another kill out across the map, and this opens up something. PBD immediately backs away, and here comes Carl for the rotate. So this crossfire is going to be pretty nice here for Arkangel, but it's up to Bry and the team members here to try to open it up. Carl with this off angle on top of the tubes, and they still have yet to get any map control whatsoever, and it's not working out just yet, and this is only going to leave Bry to his own devices. He's gotten a couple of kills with the Sheriff, but up against 4 members of Arkangel, I think it's just too much to reach, and that is going to be the flawless for Arkangel, of course, brought to you by Prime Gaming, and that's going to be the 4-5 with Arkangel looking for more.
Wow. Arkangel, they're definitely doing what they need to do to get this job done, but it's not always been very clean, They've lost a couple of rounds here and there, and by the way, it's like round number 9. Nasmi still has 0 kills. I just want to point that out. He has 0 kills right now on this Cypher.
4 assists, though.
4 assists, so he's doing something, but I mean, in a close game like this, you have to do a little bit better, I think.
True. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just because Nazmi is the sacrificial lamb for Arkangel. He's going to be the one to pick up a lot, and then it's going to be his teammates to kind of follow up after that. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, it's just going to be shown whoever wins in this particular game. Look at that. You see this on top of Johan? That little camera there? You got to give it to Nazmi. He knows the angles that he has to for these cameras.
I mean, if you're going to be in a professional team, you got to study that, and that's a real...
Very true.
Yeah, very real threat. A lot of information. We saw that in the previous game as well. PBD opening it up against Tim. Now he finally has a lockdown up on B rather. Another time here. Johan will find the follow-up onto Bry, and it looks like they have a solid lock onto A up until Johan goes down. It's a trade by Dre. Not immediate, but it gets there anyway. Spike should be going down here. Nasmi gets his first kill of the game, gets his second in a row, and Dre is going to drop Josh S. And it's a 1v3 right now. Dre has been phenomenal before. Now he's dropped down low HP, 8 HP to be specific, and he has 3 kills, needs 2 more
30 seconds
if he wants to clutch this round.
Oh, he hears the footsteps coming in from PBD. He has the angle, gets the headshot, but he has to figure out where Carl is. And he has an ultimate, but if he pops it too close, that is going to provide some collateral damage. He knows it, but he's not going to be able to spot out Carl in the corner, pushing out 4-6 in favor of Arkangel.
It was a really good attempt right there. I love that he waits, and he doesn't plan. He realizes how much time he has. That's what's so smart. He realizes how much time he still has, looks for an advantage, looks to take it to a 1v1, plays it really patiently, and then he goes and executes his plan. Just gets caught off looking the wrong way. But that's more of the risk that you take. When you're low HP, you got to play those 50-50s. And so ultimately, in terms of decision making, it makes perfect sense. You know, he goes for that sneaky play, walks around, hopes to catch someone in the back. He got shot in the back himself, but you can't blame him for it.
He had 20 seconds, I believe, so he had a chance to maybe run all the way towards B, I think. Josh S, though, of course, is going to be the Roomba, the Boombot, coming in with the first, and of course his weaponry will get the second. He's down and out for about 50 HP. He might actually die with that throw of the nade. Oh, he still gets a kill on the Dre, though, so Josh S not done just yet, but the damage will be dealt. That's the 4-6. Yoshi does have the blades out, but there's no control again in the map whatsoever. And a lot of people, even us, talked about how this map being on that attacking heavy side, it might not be true here because Arkangel are solid on their defense.
And now, Bri was going to get that kill onto Carl. Pretty decent chance right here, even on this weaker buy. Arkangel have been taken down, 2 players left. Actually does manage to recover that op, but Johan will take it. I think he has enough time to recover. Yes, he does. That will be going to the hands of PBD in the next round. Who has been, you know, admittedly, has been peeking the same angle like ever since the start of the game. He's only holding towards B long. So I'd like to actually see PBD change things up. Maybe he's only peeked out B long and I think A like 1 time. So I'd like to see him do a little bit more pressure towards mid. Maybe try to get a little bit more creative with those pushes. Maybe go for a 2-man push, you know, with that operator. But they're happy to play safe, and it's working anyway.
True. And it kind of shows, right? 4-7, and they're looking to make this 8-4 already. It doesn't have to be too explosive, honestly, because I feel like that B long has worked out for him because Atlas, they haven't really flushed him out. There's no smokes, there's no flashes that really forces PBD out of his position, and all he has to do is wait and have good reaction time, which he has, and it's really kind of hurt the chances of Atlas to get that B site. Now, they've kind of relegated themselves to go for A, but it's a real 50-50 like you said. Still, though, I think they could just set their sights there. They've been forcing so much on B that Arkangel are just saying, yeah, we're just going to try to challenge you, get these kills, and it worked. It worked so phenomenally for them. But yeah, like you said, PBD is slowly gone to A here, but that might be the opportunity that Atlas are working for, or are waiting for, as they go for B.
Yeah, and now it's going to be decidedly a B retake here. That's nice little, you know, ultimate right there and a nice little off angle by Dre. He's forced off of it eventually, though. And look at that, Nasmi managing to take down that wall, but Dre's right here with a couple of shots himself. Josh trades it out, and Joshi will follow that up onto Carl. Now looking for the smoke kill. It's going to be Johan to prevail. And a 2v3. Tim's the last man standing. What can he do? He has been amazing for his team. He still has a res, and this is last round. He should not hesitate to use it. Looking for maybe 1 pick before he does anything, in the showstopper will land squarely on his face. He gets taken down in the air, but it doesn't matter. Josh S goes down with him. In the 4-8 scoreline, Arkangel are winning up against the map pick, excuse me, of Atlas. We might be going into game number 3 here, Asterai.
Well, we don't know what's going in the heads of Atlas here, why they picked this map, but maybe specifically they picked this for the defending side. And again, for the next, or for all these 3 games that we have, Arkangel are starting on the defending side, which could be more in their favor at the start, which we also saw in Bind, and now coming into second game, it might just be a little bit more different here for Atlas. And we're going to have to see how they set things up It's going to be Bry on the corner and Clyde onto the B-long, but everybody else from Arkangel, including the Spike, is looking for that A, but it's going to be a slow burn here as Arkangel are not looking from their positioning to go for that aggressive quick push.
Yeah. It's now deadly do or die here. I definitely think this pistol is needed for Atlas with how Arkangel is doing. I think if they don't win the pistol here for Atlas, things are going to look too grim. 10-4 scoreline, a little bit too hard to come back from if you ask me. Still doable on Icebox, but I don't favor the odds. So this pistol is definitely going to have to go to Atlas's side if they want to come back in this game. And they're shaping up towards A just to see what they can find over here on the side of Arkangel now. Just a little bit of a hit. Just dry peaks all around. Contact play. They don't account for Dre, who is waiting patiently in the back. The paint shell comes out, and Dre finds the third kill. He's brought it back for it seems single-handedly. He finally goes down, but it's a little bit too late right now as Carl drops it as well. And Atlas by themselves a lifeline back into this game.
Here's a little bit of trivia for you viewers out there. If you rappel, if you use that zip line from A side to A main on the, I don't know how you call it, the other tube right there, the other tube, right? Even if you don't go for the fast zip, which gives out the audio cue, you can still get there without being spotted by the opposing team and tuck yourself in the corner and be able to go for that ninja play that Dre did. It works phenomenally because people who don't play Icebox as much spot it, and it worked. It's so good for Dre. The, how you call this, the trigger discipline on this man. And now Arkangel, they're not going to have the weapons here. They're going to get slowed down. And here comes the slow ores once again from Tim. One kill from Nazmi. Carl spotted out. It's going to be the crossfire, but he's still coming in hot. Wow. He's going to be able to get the kill. Not going to happen. And Bry tops off with the heal as well for his own.
And they've done some economic damage. They found 2 kills already on Arkangel's side. This may already be more than they wanted in the first place, especially on an eco round. PBD will be the last man standing. He picks up a Vandal, I imagine. He'll be wanting to save this, and he's doing it on the other side of the map towards A. And all in all, this is definitely a win here for Arkangel. Not only do they get the spike down, they get 2 kills and they save a Vandal. It's amazing for Arkangel.
That's true. It was not the cleanest of rounds for Atlas here, but they still do have...
Where's that?
On the top right.
Who is this supposed to be, by
Point
the
it
way?
towards us. Oh, it's on A
It's
somewhere.
on A side.
Okay, our
I've never seen that
co-caster...
before.
No, okay, our resonant voice in our heads is pointing it because
That's a panda.
He's seen it. Polar bear.
That's a polar bear.
Because, you
will
know,
our agent,
it's in the Arctic.
Will our next agent be
a polar
bear?
Probably not.
A samurai polar bear, yeah. That's what I saw that. That would be cool.
What if he has an ultimate where
he pulls out a sword?
Or pulls out a polar bear. That would be cool, but...
Pulls out I'd rather pull out a polar bear than a sword.
Right?
Don't bring a polar bear, don't bring a sword to a polar bear fight.
Exactly.
And,
speaking of fights, Johan?
Yeah, Johan does get this pick off, and he will bring us to a 4v4. Coming out of hibernation right now, and Nasmi is actually starting to do a little bit better here. He's picking up a few kills for his team. It might have heard us, saying that he's actually really contributing to his team this time.
Yeah, I mean, he just needed to play a little bit safer because, again, if Cypher dies too early into the game, you null and void all of his abilities. So Nazmi's just playing safe. He doesn't have to pop off just yet, but he has the ability to do just that. We just have to give him some time, a little bit of space, and he does do it. So it just allows Arkangel, the rest of them, to, you know, shoot first, ask questions later.
Oh, easy there, Tiger. This is an this
30 seconds
this is
left.
Asia we're talking about here, but we are now going to the 8-6. I hear paint shells being used up, but not really going to be making connections. Nasmi now will be, oh my god, his HP, I don't know how he's alive after that spray.
He's only barely alive. Tim's going to be on the rotation there. He's got to be careful. Does have a heal. Just backs away as the rest of his team go in through the smoke. He's going to be covering the flank, but everybody else is going to onto B. And look at Josh as he is just phenomenal with the Vandal. Looks for the third. Not going to connect 2 versus 2.
Fuse not coming out just yet. Carlos ready for that double spray down from him. He finds one after the other, and Arkangel solidifying their lead even more after this gun round win against Atlas.
Oh my gosh. Are we going to go for a game 3,
I think
please?
so.
Lord,
I think
hallelujah.
so.
Give me that. I mean, it's still slightly early. It's only 3 rounds, but you love to see it. Dre's positioning right here. If he keeps that, there is actually an angle when you pop out to the right side of A main that people don't usually peek. And if you have an operator, it is so devastating because they just don't know it's there. Could work out for him though, but nobody's gonna be looking to push there just yet. Dash away.
As we say that, I think it was a little bit of a fake to force out some more utility towards A. That's what I imagine anyway. And Sheriffs abound here. 2 of them coming out. It's going to be a Ghost Classic and a Bucky right now. Shorty, excuse me. They do have not a lot invested in this round. If they manage to get something, maybe a couple of picks, maybe make it expensive, force a couple of rebuys from Arkangel, I'd consider that a win.
I honestly thought that Atlas had more setups than we're seeing right now. But as of the moment, it just kind of shows that this second game, has turned into a show of skill rather than it is a show of strats. I mean,
the first game is the complete opposite, right?
Yeah.
Because it feels like Atlas had better strats on Bind than Arkangel did. But coming into Icebox, it feels like Atlas are actually grasping at straws here.
Maybe it just goes to show what you need for the aspects of your aim, guys. It's either the strats or the aims, and the second one, it seems like Josh S got the advantage of Nazmi. You've been asking, where's Nazmi? But here he is. The beast has awoken, and Brian Yoshi to remain. Brian left in a 2 or 3 versus 1. He's coming into the mid, but this reload will at least allow them to know where he is. He's running the Lear as well. Let's see who's going to be able to switch that one out, and Carl gets the advantage.
A little bit of a whiff there. Bri just missing an opportunity. I think that could have been a 1v1. That could have actually been a clutch. And remember, that was Arena. He would have healed up anyway had he taken enough damage. But Arkangel 10-6. What is our last map is what I want to know where we'll be going to.
I gotta make sure.
Yeah,
I think it's Ascent. I will make sure though. I don't want to.
I think it might be Haven.
You know, I totally forgot because we've been focusing so much on these rounds. It is Ascent. Yeah, it is.
It's Ascent. Okay, so that's definitely going to be interesting here. And we'll make our predictions about Ascent later on because currently Yoshi's trying to work this headshot angle towards mid. Not going to be finding anyone to contest him yet. It's smoked off from both sides.
There's a bit of I think a wall play there outside of Kitchen. Maybe to get a little bit of a boost, but it didn't really work out. Yeah, you can see it right there. I think they were hoping maybe for someone like PBD to go on top of the tube and that'll catch the off angle, but PBD wasn't even near that location. So a little bit of a wasted utility, but still they do have control of the sites. They haven't lost it yet, and it's the 4 versus 5. Johan is tagged down, and AA, they have the 50 seconds, so they're playing this slow, and they're hoping that Atlas gets a little bit antsy and goes for that overextension.
Yeah. Hoping for mistakes here. They're just really trying to outsmart, bait out a reaction, just trying to figure out where Atlas could be. Now they have information on where 1 is. They might not expect another close by here, but there goes the run it back here. Yoshi will be spotted out, taken out during the run it back, and that's the A presence almost completely wiped out right there by Arkangel. One of the cleanest executes we've seen all game long.
Clyde's going to be pushing out from spawn, but Nazmi too close, too quick, and that is going to be a Prime Gaming flawless. We've seen this multiple times in second game, and now 2 rounds away, and Arkangel are still in this tournament.
Wow, we've seen a lot of great things in this game, in this series alone. The first series was amazing. Bunch of clutches as well. Lots of Red Bull clutches, definitely worthy, you know.
True. I'm actually chugging one right now because I need that energy, man.
Yo, Red Bull when though? Shout outs to Red Bull. Thank you for keeping us alive for this tournament. It's been an amazing one, and right now we're seeing a little bit more pressure here. Atlas trying to work towards mid, trying to get sneaky up here with this Bucky, but will not be finding anyone at the moment. Clyde actually does go down. Marshall not doing too much damage here, but finds a little bit of a tag towards Carl. Be healing himself up, no problem though.
They're still losing the mid fight here. Atlas has really put a lot of bodies into this one rather than pushing into mid. Maybe setting their sights on the lurk might be possible, but I mean, if you see the previous matches of Atlas, they're not really a team that likes to go for that aggressive lurk. And it shows right now in Icebox, but maybe that's what they need. They need to adapt real fast.
There's one more blade in this, and Josh S. with a quick turnaround. Yoshi picks up 1 kill onto PBD. That was his last opportunity to do so right there, and Dre still has the Sheriff in his hands, trying to get closer and closer. But Carl will take him out, deny anything crazy from happening, as Bry is the only one left with the Marshall. And as the spike is tick-tocking away here, just a little teabag to say hello to the camera. Hello, all friends. Just the FPS player salute, I think, is what we call it.
Yeah, because you can't, like, legitimately salute unless there's, like, some hand emotes that they'll be popping on into.
Yeah, I don't imagine. This
This
is a serious game we have here, Asarai. This is a serious game. Although, I do admit, I myself am a teabag connoisseur myself, a little bit.
So what, you pay people to teabag?
No! That's a completely different
Because like connoisseurs are like collectors, right? They're in some cases they're taste testers. So you've tasted a lot of teabags.
I appreciate a well-placed teabag is what I wanted to say. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Well, it goes all the way back to the games of old, but
okay, sure. Whatever.
Match point from Arkangel going back to the actual game. It is do or die for Atlas as the operator comes out for Yoshi. We haven't seen this on him at all very much in this game here. Don't think he's felt too confident on it.
Bry spots out Carl. They're not going to get faked out by that bait peek from Johan and Carl to pop out. This is the chance. This is the first time we've seen them actually have the first blood in rounds, my guys. It's a 6-12 though, with, if I'm not mistaken, 4 ultimates on Arkangel's side, and a lot of those are actually pretty damaging abilities themselves.
Ooh.
Bry able to pick up a couple more, and that's an opportunity here. Neural Theft will be activated. Nazmi, and the flick out from Yoshi, not going to be enough. Maybe he has to go back on his sofa because this jet that he's picked up is not working out well for him. The swap out the change, not to his favor.
Yeah. Still a 2v3.
30 seconds
A
left.
chance for Arkangel to end it here and now. Paranoia coming out here. Spike going down. That's a showstopper, but taken out mid-air. So Nasmi has to be the hero for his team. He's not going to be able to do so. He goes down for the count as we get closer and closer to a potential overtime. 12-7 now is the scoreline. Still a little bit of a ways away, but I'm sure Atlas fans are hoping.
Did you see that? Clyde hit the shot onto Josh S, who whipped out his showstopper mid-air. But yeah, like you said, there's still a chance. It's 7-12. That's 5 rounds here for Atlas, and they're still not up to par from what we saw. And in terms of their weaponry, it's still not up to par as well. If they get broke here, well, that's nothing that we can do. I mean, they can't lose because it's the last round for them. In any case, though, Yoshi is going to be on the operator right now. We've seen him do good from time to time, and we'll try to see him do some more. He definitely has to step up and connect some shots, or else it's just going to be over for Uplaya. Going to be on the B long and 1 on A, but look at where everybody from Arkangel is. This is going to be in a contact play, and Bry doesn't even have his ultimate, but maybe he can make something happen because he is still that Reina.
Oh, man. Oh,
man. No way.
That was absolutely disgusting. He just peeked out for a fraction of a second and gets decapitated right there. Arkangel now find a big advantage right now as they have a very good chance of closing this game out. It is a 5v3, and it looks like we're going to game 3 unless a miracle yet again happens here for Atlas. They've done it before. Can they pull it again? It doesn't look likely as Tim, the hero for his team, finds a close angle. Oh my god! Tim, what was that adjustment? He finds 3. He's brought it back. Somehow it's possible right now. Picks up a Vandal from the ground. Sees 1, but he's running out of time. He goes for the res now, and he's made it happen. No, he gets denied by Johan Bry. It's now all up to him, who's not even aware that he got res.
Attackers win.
And what on earth did we just see? An amazing play from Tim, but just a little bit of an underwhelming end to the end of it.